Hello, it's Serenity. So, as I said, I was going to talk more about the rebels, I guess, and these sons of God, so called, coming down and having sex with the women and whatnot. I was going to go into detail, but then I realized like it's really in the big scheme of things, it's not important. But I will say this basically, in order for these mortals to become immortal to some degree, so that their consciousness remains. Um, they would have to have the energy of an immortal being. So, this was the concept behind the sons of God coming down and having offspring with the women. It wasn't that they created this bad hybrid genetic race, and it wasn't like that at all. It basically allowed these humans to spiritually connect to the universe and therefore be enlightened and have basically what some would consider superpowers, um, psychic abilities, clairvoyance, that type of thing. Just gifts in men, basically. This is what allowed that to happen. Now, in order for this to happen, you have to create these spirit babies, is the best word to call them, in the fifth dimension. So they're always operating at a frequency of love, but also have never been affected by the 3D, how do I say this? The 3D burdens, basically. So this was what happened. So then you get the this hybrid species or hybrid humans that they die physically, but then their energy still remains in their consciousness. And they're just kind of stuck in this dimension until they can um, basically reincarnate back into physical form on the earth. Okay. So that's what that whole concept of these sons of God coming down and doing this. But in order to, like I said, to have children on earth, you have to be human as well. It's just what it is. So, as far as the flood, yes, it did wipe out many of these giants, as well as plants, animals, many things. But it was not done by the true God or gods. It was not them. It was this rebel. He was the one, which is recorded in Genesis. It's actually, right in Genesis chapter 6. It talks about these giants, but not once in this account does it say that these giants were bad. It talks about the Son of God and it tries to put them in an evil, negative light, which the book of Enoch did as well. Remember, they changed what is actually good, which is bad, and what is bad is good. So this rebel is a mastermind at doing this, and we can see the world around us exactly. That is what he's done. So nowhere does it say these ones were bad, but the Lord in verse 5 saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth. So basically, the Lord regretted that he had made man. And instead of him saying, you know what, I'm sorry, I made a mistake. Can I have some help to fix this? He's like, I'm going to just kill everything. That's my solution. I'm not going down, you know, as the loser. That's his pride and ego. So he was going to destroy the earth, but he seen that Noah was still one of those who was very obedient, did not know any better, so he took Noah and his sons and the wives to try and still create his own nation. Like I said, that's his goal, his own nation of people who will do his will, do exactly as he wants with no questions asked, and never connect to that higher vibrational frequency. So if you can create a civilization where fear, shame, guilt, obligation is constantly installed generation after generation after generation, then you have slaves essentially. But this is why the flood was brought about, because he was literally losing. He was losing the battle. So it happened, but you may wonder, okay, well, why didn't this stop true religion, true worship from going forth? And this was because of Ham. Ham was one of those ones who actually still had that vibration and had the same values and principles as the true God, the true Father, the universe. So that is why he was allowed to actually continue on as well. Because not just through Noah would that kind of keep this rebel God's purpose going, but through Ham, it would also keep the good side going as well. So that's also, if you read in Genesis chapter 9 and verse 26, it says, he also said, "Blessed be the Lord, the God of Shem." Now, why would you have to specify that the Lord, or Jehovah, is the God of Shem? And then it says, "And let Canaan be his servant." It says, "May God enlarge Japheth." And this is not God. This is the Lord once again, but it's God here. "And let him dwell in the tents of Shem, and let Canaan be a servant." So once again, these descendants of Ham, which were the Canaanites, or the land of Canaan, as well as the Egyptians, and many of these nations who were truly spiritual and connected to the universe and the highest source that you can be connected to, who really were advanced civilizations, that even religions now in our day and time still were the basis for. And that's why, once again, even the Vatican has these Egyptian relics and artifacts in their care. So that's one thing I wanted to bring out. But like I said, throughout time, there have been these light beings that are not affected by this 3D world, who have tried to help society and humankind from the inside by becoming human themselves. And being human yourself serves many purposes, because you can't truly empathize and relate unless you are that particular species. So that's what I wanted to say as far as that's concerned. I don't talk much about the flood. It was very devastating. Like I said, even in Mother's case, in her lesser form, water diffuses light. That's the whole concept of baptism, which they've made this concept of baptism in water something good when it's anything but that. It's actually bad, because it signifies that diffusion or tearing apart of the light being, or the soul, the good soul, the high vibrational energy. So, yeah, and people want to say, well, Jesus got baptized. Guess what? So did I when I wasn't online. I was just here. I did a lot of things that once I was aware of it, it's like, ugh. But it's a situation where you can't beat yourself up either, because you truly didn't know any better. You didn't know who you were at the time. But then once you do, it's like, ugh. But to compare some of the things that Jesus did, and they recorded it and put that instead of the things that he truly wanted recorded in the Bible, would be like someone taking my life when I was born and raised as a Jehovah's Witness, got baptized, ate meat, did all these other things, and said that was my life, but then erased all of the parts afterwards or twisted my teachings to suit what they wanted the narrative to be. That's exactly the case with Jesus. That's exactly the case with the true God. Because really, what this Lord rebel God has done has made the true God the devil, and the ones who are her allies as demonic. Now you see the flip. This is what he is a total mastermind in. Like I said, making the bad good and the good bad, including himself. Making himself the good guy and making the true person or entities that are good as the bad ones. Okay, that's it for today. I will hopefully talk to you in my next video. And to those who are waiting for responses for me, I haven't forgotten you. Miss Z, sending you my love. Thank you for your patience, but I always look forward to your emails. I just want to let you know that. Okay? But I will be getting to you this week as well. All right. I love you all. Take care. Bye.